This was the most notorious all-boys high school in all of Korea. Every delinquent student seemed to end up here, where violence and skipping class were basically part of daily life. And the boy who had beaten every fighter in the entire school was actually a hopeless romantic. To gather better material for romance stories, Yoo Woo-jin decided to transfer to a normal co-ed high school. But Dupar High had one brutal rule. To transfer out, he first had to defeat every student in Dupar. Unfortunately for them, that was exactly what he wanted. The school no one had ever conquered was completely rewritten the moment he enrolled. Because in Yoo Woo-jin's mind, power was everything. As long as you were strong enough, nothing was impossible. But seeing the rejection email in his inbox, he realized this was definitely not the ending he wanted. Just then, a voice came from outside his door. "Hey, number one idiot. Weren't the results supposed to come out today?" The next second, his door was kicked open. "Not that it matters. You obviously got rejected again." Then, she looked at his scream. "Let me guess. The feedback is exactly the same as always." "Yep, I knew it. Excessive action scenes do not belong in a romance story. See? You should have listened to your big sister, you moron. Why do you keep forcing action scenes into romance?" Yoo Woo-jin had to admit she was right. He was a hardcore romantic at heart, and his dream was to become a romance webtoon artist. His sister sighed. "I guess I'm partly responsible for your complete lack of social skills. A guy who only knows how to fight knows nothing about romance. What do you even think romance is? And do your little followers know? Their boss is actually a romance manga nerd." As his sister kept roasting him harder, Yoo Woo-jin's pride finally kicked in. He turned around and grabbed her arm. "Enough. Don't push it. You really think I won't fight back?" But in the next second, a perfumed foot slammed straight into his face. She instantly locked him down. The power gap in their bloodline left him completely unable to move. So what? Did hanging around that trash school turn you into a real delinquent? Or has it been so long since you felt your sister's love that you forgot your place? Do you want me to help you relive some old memories? Now do you understand the difference between us? Go buy me mulatang and get a Dorot cake for dessert." After getting her favorite food, his sister looked completely satisfied. "I love the feeling of my blood sugar shooting through the roof." Yoo Woo-jin, on the other hand, looked ready to destroy the world. After all, that one meal had cost him a small fortune. "One day, I'll make you pay for this. I swear." Of course, all he could do was complain behind her back. Right then, something on the TV caught his attention. "You're watching Titanic again? Don't you ever get tired of it?" His sister answered, "A masterpiece is worth watching over and over." "Sis, what do you think truly makes a great romance? It depends on whether it can capture the chemistry between the main characters." Seeing how desperate Yoo Woo-jin was to learn, his sister finally gave him some advice. "Why don't you look for material around you, like at school?" The moment school was mentioned, Yoo Woo-jin shivered. "That place is an all-boys school. Just thinking about it makes me cringe." But his sister suddenly shouted, "That's exactly it." Yoo Woo-jin thought she meant brotherly love. "No, not that. That school is already a disaster, and the fact that it's an all-boys school has been your biggest problem this whole time. Think about it. What do you even do at school? You fight, then you fight again. And apparently, everyone else does the same thing. Sometimes, even the teachers join in, and somehow, that counts as Dupar High's midterm exam." After hearing that, his sister nearly lost her mind. She finally understood why Yoo Woo-jin kept forcing action into every story he wrote. There was not even a trace of romance anywhere around him. For the first time, she actually felt bad for her little brother. So she told him he might as well just draw action comics instead. Yoo Woo-jin immediately seized the chance to mock his sister. "You have no idea how beautiful love really is." But deep down, he had to admit she had a point. His living environment was seriously messed up. If he transferred to a normal co-ed school, he could probably collect tons of romance material. Uniform dates, love letters hidden inside desks. Just thinking about it made him excited. So Yoo Woo-jin decided to transfer. His sister thought the change was way too sudden. But then again, he had been wanting to leave that school anyway, so maybe this was not such a bad thing. But Dupar High was not the kind of place that tolerated deserters. There was only one way to leave. He had to defeat every student in Dupar. And that was how the legendary scene of him wiping out the entire school began. The last boy, still gasping for air, looked completely confused. "Senior Woo-jin, why are you doing this?" His name was Ma Soo-ho, a first-year student at Dupar High. Yoo Woo-jin could only apologize because this school simply could not give him what he truly wanted. Ma Soo-ho shouted in frustration. "Then what do you want? A new enemy? To conquer the whole school?" "No. This school really doesn't have—" "Wait," Ma Soo-ho interrupted. "You mean material for writing romance stories?" Ma Soo-ho's brain completely froze. And just like that, Yu Woo-jin arrived at Danyang High. The teacher told the class they had a new transfer student and asked him to introduce himself. The students thought he looked pretty handsome, but he only brought a notebook and did not even carry a backpack. So they started wondering if he was some kind of delinquent. Yu Woo-jin, however, thought even the air here smelled sweet. It was nothing like Dupar High. At the very least, there was no cigarette smoke. The students, meanwhile, were starting to think he might be insane. But in the very next second, he opened his notebook and started writing like crazy. This was a perfect scene for a romance setup. He felt like he had already found some solid material. The teacher beside him was completely stunned. If you're too shy, do you want me to introduce you instead? But there was no way a proud guy like Yu Woo-jin would admit that. So he decided to say the same thing he used to say back at Dupar High. Nice to meet you, you bastards. So who's the boss around here? That single line hit the classroom like a bomb. Everyone immediately decided a lunatic had transferred into their class. Even the teacher laughed in disbelief. What did you just say? You little punk, come with me to the office right now. Someone muttered that this was not the 80s or 90s anymore. So what the hell was he doing? At lunchtime, Yu Woo-jin sat alone in the cafeteria. When the other students saw him, they all avoided him, convinced he was a lunatic and an old-school campus thug at that. Yu Woo-jin could not understand how things had turned out like this. It was already lunch break. Forget finding romance material. Not a single person even wanted to talk to him. If no one was going to approach him, then he would just have to make the first move. But in the next second, a voice came from behind him. Wow, you're even more handsome up close. What was this supposed to mean? The girl continued, I heard some rumors about you, so I wanted to see what kind of person you really were. Yu Woo-jin instantly became interested. Rumors? Yeah. The rumor is that you're super handsome. The girl's name was Yumina, a second-year student. Yu Woo-jin immediately felt something strange. He could not understand why his heart was suddenly beating faster. Don't get the wrong idea, okay? Do you want me to show you around the school? Wasn't that basically her way of trying to get closer to him? Yu Woo-jin's eyes widened. And just like that, the two of them began walking through the campus, one in front and one behind. As they walked, Yumina introduced the school to him. If you go that way, you'll reach the music room. If you go this way, you'll get to the gym storage room. Yu Woo-jin walked while carefully writing everything down. In his notebook, he wrote, the female lead invites the transfer student male lead to tour the school. If their conversation goes well, they naturally grow closer. Then, Yumina told him, that's pretty much the end of the tour. The only place left is the gym storage room. But barely anyone goes down that hallway. People say that storage room is often used for dates. That one sentence struck Yu Woo-jin straight through the heart. Wait, what did you just say? Seeing his reaction, Yumina quickly told him to forget what she had just said. But before she could even finish, Yu Woo-jin had already sprinted 50 meters away. Yumina was left completely stunned. Yu Woo-jin's mind was filled with only one thing, a place people used for dates. It was exactly the kind of romantic scene he had imagined. A co-ed school's gym storage room really was different. He could feel romance calling out to him. The next second, he charged straight into the storage room. If it's here, I'm definitely going to find amazing material. But what did he see? A group of thugs had gathered inside, all staring at him with cold eyes. What he did not know was that not long ago, Kang Ki-ho had gone to Yumina and told her to bring Yu Woo-jin to the gym storage room. Yumina knew exactly what was going on. These guys clearly wanted to jump Yu Woo-jin, so she politely refused, saying she did not really know him. But the moment she said that, Kang Ki-ho shoved her against the wall. When I tell you to do something, you do it. Got it? Did you forget who lets you and your little brother go to school in peace? If you don't want trouble, then behave. In the end, the frightened Yumina still brought Yu Woo-jin near the storage room. Yu Woo-jin looked a little strange, but he did not seem like a bad person. Yumina suddenly felt like her entire future had gone dark. Wasn't this basically helping with school violence in broad daylight? She was not exactly gifted at studying, and the only thing she really had going for her was her looks. She still dreamed of becoming a big star. If she got caught up in a school violence scandal, everything would be over. She clenched her fists. I guess I'll just have to say sorry to the kid. But who could have expected Yu Woo-jin to completely ignore the script? Yumina felt like this time, she was really finished. Inside the storage room, the fight had already started, and one boy was winding up his punch. But before he could even swing, Yu Woo-jin had already brushed past him. The next second, the boy collapsed to the floor. The others were confused, but they still started kicking Yu Woo-jin. What the hell? Isn't this guy just a loser? Then, the boy in green shouted, You brought that kid here, but you haven't even thrown a single punch, right, Kiho? But Kang Kiho looked genuinely confused. Normally, group beatdowns always followed the same pattern. Some people begged before they got hit. Others struggled to the bitter end just to protect their pride. Kang Kiho had seen all of that from experience. But Yu Woo-jin was neither of those types. He just kept muttering things no one understood, like how there was romance here, and after all that, it turned out to be a bromance. What was that even supposed to mean? And when he said, "I'm supposed to be a guy with a girlfriend today," Kang Ki-ho was completely lost. That was when Yu Woo-jin finally realized just how much heat he had drawn that morning. But to him, that had only been a normal Dupar high-style greeting. He guessed that was probably why his classmates had been avoiding him too. If he fought back here, the misunderstanding would only get worse. So he decided to quietly take the beating and let the whole thing blow over. Then he quietly hid his notebook inside his clothes. As long as the notebook was safe, that was enough. But things did not go his way. The boy in green snatched the notebook away. Kang Ki-ho opened it and could not help reading it out loud. Co-ed school. No smell of smoke. Female lead shows me around the school. Building a close relationship is completely possible. And what's this? Notes about you, Mina. No way. This guy has one seriously creepy hobby. At that moment, Yu Woo-jin stood up and said in an ice-cold voice, "Give it back." But Kang Ki-ho, completely unaware of the danger in front of him, only got more reckless. A guy with no pride should just shut up and take the beating. This must be pretty important to you, huh? Yu Woo-jin was already at the edge of his patience, and his voice dropped dangerously low. "That is my notebook. This is your final warning. Give it back." But Kang Ki-ho only grinned. "Quit acting innocent, you freak." The next second, he began tearing the notebook right in front of Yu Woo-jin. Yu Woo-jin's eyes widened. Kang Ki-ho looked like he was enjoying that expression. "Pick it up yourself." The others joined in and mocked him. "Ha ha ha. Relax. If you had said please get it back, maybe he wouldn't have ripped it." The next second, the two of them suddenly froze. "Where are you going? Hey, you bastard, we're not done." Before he could finish, a massive fist smashed straight into his face. The impact blasted him backward. Kang Ki-ho froze on the spot. He never expected the buzz-cut kid to be knocked unconscious instantly. Next up, Yu Woo-jin grabbed the boy by the head. Then he drove his knee upward, and the boy's eyes rolled straight back. "Wait, you ruined my confession scene." Kang Ki-ho and the others finally realized they had picked a fight with the wrong guy today. Then the boy in the white shirt rushed in with a punch. Yu Woo-jin casually tossed aside the unconscious boy in his hand. Then he kicked the white-shirted boy straight in the face. Next came the boy in green, but he could not even take a single punch from Yu Woo-jin. In the end, only Kang Ki-ho was left standing. "Hey, transfer student." The moment he spoke, a mist of blood scattered through the air. "That's enough. Why are you acting so arrogant, like you're some big deal?" Kang Ki-ho was holding a baseball bat in his hand. Yu Woo-jin stared at him blankly. That only scared Kang Ki-ho even more. What the hell? This guy took that hit and didn't even blink? And worse, it was a metal bat. Yet the bat itself had been dented. Kang Ki-ho was too shocked to speak. Then, Yu Woo-jin grabbed the bat with one hand. "So in a co-ed school fight, real men use weapons like cowards. I got some good material. Thanks. Transferring to this school really was the right choice." Then he grabbed Kang Ki-ho by the collar. Kang Ki-ho was so scared he nearly wet himself. "Wait, I'll apologize for hitting you." Yu Woo-jin scoffed in disbelief. "Apologize? What are you talking about? Is that allowed between guys too?" Yu Woo-jin clenched his fist. "I'll never forgive anyone who ruins my precious material." Only then did Kang Ki-ho realize that the notebook was Yu Woo-jin's real trigger. But it was already too late, because the fist was right in front of his face. The next second, Kang Ki-ho was sent flying through the door. While Yu Mina was still worrying about her future, the door beside her suddenly blasted open. She jumped in shock. "Wait, isn't that Kang Ki-ho?" But in the next second, a chilling voice reached her ears. "Can we talk for a second? I'm really disappointed in you. You lied to me. How could you do that?" Yu Woo-jin was clearly furious. Yu Mina was almost dizzy from being shaken, and her mind went blank. No way. He took down Kang Ki-ho's entire group by himself? Was he the top delinquent at his old school or something? Was she next? She immediately put on a pitiful, innocent expression. But Yu Woo-jin did not fall for it at all. There was no romance material at all. Why did you gather all those guys in one place? Yu Mina was completely confused and had no idea what he was talking about. A place couples often visit. That's what you said, right? A co-ed school's gym storage room. I was actually excited to see how different it would be, but that place was just a normal fighting spot. Yu Woojin was deeply disappointed. Yu Mina thought he had to be insane. Shouldn't he be angry that Kang Ki-ho and his gang tried to set him up? But for Yu Woojin, the guy who had ruled Dupar High, something like that was just another normal day. If there was one thing that truly made him angry, it was Kang Ki-ho tearing up his precious notebook. The more he thought about it, the angrier he got. Maybe he really should beat him up one more time. Yu Mina quickly grabbed him. You need a notebook, right? I actually have a new one. Then she pulled out a pink notebook with a heart on it. Yu Mina was a little embarrassed, thinking Yu Woojin would definitely hate it. But to her surprise, Yu Woojin snatched it from her immediately. Then he raised it toward the sky and shouted, "Romance." Yu Mina never expected him to like it that much, and she was already thinking about getting him a new one tomorrow. But for now, the most important thing was taking him to the nurse's office. That was when Yu Mina finally understood. Yu Woojin had transferred schools just to find romance material. She thought he was impressive. But honestly, he seemed more like a lunatic. Meanwhile, Yu Woojin still could not stop thinking about his material. Was he really going to have to transfer schools again? Seeing how obsessed he was, Yu Mina said she could help him. But Yu Woojin had already been tricked once, so he was clearly suspicious. Yu Mina said she was the vice president of the student council, so helping with something this small would be easy. She could introduce him to real couples at school, and even classmates who were in the talking stage. Yu Woojin was a little shocked. He had not expected Yu Mina to have that kind of position. But Yu Mina had her own little plan. As long as Yu Woojin owed her a favor, he would not be able to report her for being involved in school violence. Either way, the first thing they had to do was treat Yu Woojin's injuries. But right then, someone was even more urgent than they were. "Sorry, I'm going in first." Nurse Yejin hurt her ankle. Yu Woojin's eyes instantly widened, as if he had discovered something incredible. The nurse looked speechless. "You again? Moon Sojun. Stop making such a big deal out of it. Let her sit here." Only then did the nurse notice Yu Woojin and the others. "Are you hurt too?" Yu Mina answered, "It's Yu Woojin. He's coughing pretty badly, so please wait a little." Even though his bleeding had barely stopped, Yu Woojin was so excited that he started asking questions about Princess Carrie's. Transferring to this school really had been the right choice. Shin Yejin was also a second-year student. The nurse put a medical patch on her ankle and said she would be fine soon. But Moon Seojin still looked worried. "Are you sure she'll be okay? Nurse, shouldn't we go to the emergency room?" The nurse replied, "It's just a sprain." "Thank you, Seojin. Thanks to you, it got treated quickly." "Yejin, didn't I promise you? I'll protect you forever." And just like that, the two of them started openly flirting in front of everyone. But Yu Woojin was even more excited than they were, urging them from the side. "What are you waiting for? Hurry up and kiss." The mood was instantly ruined. Moon Seojun snapped, "Seriously, can you shut up? Did a door slam into your head or something?" "Yu Mina, who the hell is this guy?" Yu Mina gave an awkward little smile. "He just transferred here today. Say hello." Yu Woojin said, "Nice to meet you." "I'm Yu Woojin. You mean the guy who asked who the boss was? That old school thug?" Yu Woojin explained that it was just a misunderstanding. He had transferred for one reason only. Moon Sojun, Shin Yejin. He had come here to meet talents exactly like them. The word talents left both of them completely confused. Moon Sajun felt like this was terrible luck. Was he really getting dragged into trouble with a delinquent again? The next second, Yu Woojin suddenly asked something outrageous. "How long have you two been dating?" That question hit like a nuclear bomb. It took them a long moment to react. Dating? Me? With this guy? Their expressions matched perfectly, and they both rushed to deny it, saying they were just childhood friends. But Yu Woojin clearly did not believe them. "You're really not dating?" Yu Mina said the two of them were famous at school. Anyone could tell they obviously liked each other, but they stubbornly refused to admit it. After Yu Mina exposed them on the spot, the two fell into another awkward silence. Moon Sojun forced a laugh. "Ha ha ha, well, we've known each other for so long that I don't even see her as a girl anymore." Shin Yejin's face darkened. "I don't look like a girl to you?" Only then did Moon Sojun realize he had said the wrong thing. "No, that's not what I meant." This was exactly the romance material Yu Woojin had been searching for. He immediately gave it a perfect 10. This is unbelievably cute. How about this? After school, I'll set up an interview for you two. Just then, a voice came from outside. Is Moon Seo-jin here? The person who arrived was Choi Jung-ho, a third-year student who had come to get him for soccer. Yejin is here too? Moon Seo-jun said, hello Hyung. But, Yejin is hurt right now so, Choi Jung-ho coldly asked. So what, are you hurt too? Shin Yejin knew exactly what kind of person Choi Jung-ho was, so she quickly stepped in to smooth things over. Sojin, I'm fine, you can go. I'll walk with Mina. Yu Woo-jin did not expect Moon Seo-jun to leave so quickly. As Yu Woo-jin watched the two of them leave, he immediately lost it. Hey, are we just ignoring the order here? Who do you think you are, cutting in line? You have no sense of rules at all. The air instantly felt like someone had pressed pause. Seo-jun already promised to let me interview him. When Choi Jung-ho heard that, he was ready to go teach Yu Woo-jin a lesson, but Moon Seo-jun quickly held him back. Choi Jung-ho looked down at him. What did you say? You little punk, do you want to die? Jung-ho Hyun, that guy hurt his head. He's not thinking straight and he just transferred here today. Anyway, let's not bother with someone like him. Let's go. The nurse also pointed to the side. Don't you see the bandages over there? His head was bleeding like crazy earlier. After everyone talked him down, Choi Jung-ho finally turned and left. Hey, transfer student, watch yourself. If I catch you again, you're dead. Yu Woo-jin was still thinking about what Seo-jun had said. Wait, no. I look pretty normal. Then he finally reacted. Hey, I told you not to cut in line, you bastard. But in the next second, Shin Ye-jin covered his mouth with her sleeve. Mina, grab him. Yu Woo-jin finally managed to break free and snapped. What are you doing? Shin Ye-jin shot back. What are you doing? You just transferred here today, so you probably don't know. Choi Jung-ho is dangerous. He's one of the members of the White Knight Society. Yu Woo-jin immediately became interested. You've been saying White Knight Society over and over. What exactly is it, and why are you making such a big deal out of it? The White Knight Society is the local crew that controls this area. There are even rumors that they're connected to real organized gangs. As for how brutal they are, what's with that face? Yu Woo-jin said, I thought they were just the toughest gang around. Then does that mean Seo-jin is also? Impossible. Shin Ye-jin denied it immediately. Seo-jin was only called over by Choi Jung-ho as a follower because he was good at soccer. Yu Woo-jin suddenly had an idea. Romance note number 5. Being good at soccer makes you popular. At that moment, the nurse also joined in. Come to think of it, last year there was a student who was preparing to become a soccer player. Apparently, he did a celebration move that Choi Jung-ho found insulting. After the game ended, Choi Jung-ho got angry and broke that student's leg. Just like that, a student once considered a rising star had his dreams shattered, while Choi Jung-ho's punishment was only a 1-week suspension. In other words, he clearly had powerful people backing him. Yu Mina and the others could not understand how someone like that had avoided expulsion. On the school rooftop, Yu Woo-jin drew 3 faces. Because of this guy, the plot couldn't move forward properly. What kind of second male lead was he supposed to be? Getting rid of Choi Jung-ho for the sake of their romance would not be hard. But as the author, was it really right for him to interfere directly with the story? Yu Woo-jin felt that this must be the pain of creation. He had left his old school to search for romance cells, but this school also seemed to have toxic cells that killed off romance cells. It looked like a certain amount of cleanup would be necessary. Everything happening on campus was now under his eyes. Why did you call me here? Well, there's something I wanted to ask. You're close with Shin Ye-jin, right? Are you two dating? No, we're not. We're just friends. Come on, be honest with your Hyung. You're really not dating? After failing to get the answer he wanted, Choi Jung-ho finally revealed his real motive. He said no one was home right now, and told Moon Seo-jin to invite Shin Ye-jin over. He openly admitted that he was interested in her, then pretended to be considerate by saying that if Seo-jun and Ye-jin were really together, he would back off. Seo-jun silently clenched his fists, but Choi Jung-ho acted like he did not see it, and pushed him to call Shin Ye-jin immediately. Seo-jun could only tell him the truth, that Ye-jin was currently at cram school. Choi Jung-ho's expression instantly darkened. I told you to call her, so call her. Cut the crap. Moon Seo-jun was frozen by Choi Jung-ho's overwhelming pressure. In the end, he had no choice but to call Shin Ye-jin. Seo-jun, where are you? The teacher will be here soon. Well, Ye-jin, Jung-ho Hyun wants to invite us to his house. Shin Ye-jin was clearly resistant after hearing that. She knew exactly what kind of person Choi Jung-ho usually was. so her instinct was to reject the invitation. But Moon Seo-jun still tried to defend him. But hasn't he been pretty nice to us? Nothing bad will happen. We'll just go over, say hello, and come right back. After the call ended, an amused smirk appeared on Choi Jung-ho's face. When the time comes, I'll pour you some water. Just pretend to drink a little, then leave first. Moon Seo-jun froze. What about Shin Ye-jin? Do you even have to ask? Don't make me say it. Choi Jung-ho said he would just talk to her, create a little romantic tension, and close the distance between them. He even bragged that he had used this move plenty of times before. After hearing that, Moon Seo-jun wanted to kill him. Then he suddenly remembered his childhood. Shin Ye-jin's father had once said to him, "Thank you for playing with our princess. You have no idea how mischievous Ye-jin can be. Please look after her from now on." But not long after that, tragedy struck, and that man's portrait was hanging on the wall. The person responsible had been drunk driving, and he was also the son of a chaebol family. The outcome was exactly what you'd expect. As Moon Seo-jun watched Ye-jin crying in the corner, he silently made a vow. No matter what danger or disaster came in the future, he would protect Shin Ye-jin with everything he had. But now, Choi Jung-ho was trying to trample all over that promise. He even said that since Shin Ye-jin had no father, he had dated girls like her before. Girls with daddy issues will cling to you on their own if you just treat them a little nicely. Those insults, one after another, completely ignited the anger inside Moon Seo-jun. He punched Choi Jung-ho straight in the face. The two guys beside them were stunned. What are you doing, Moon Seo-jun? Even Yoo Woo-jin had not expected the fight to start this quickly. Choi Jung-ho touched his beaten face in disbelief. Damn it, Seo-jun. Hyun may be nice to you, but you're pushing your luck. Before he even finished speaking, he grabbed Moon Seo-jun by the face. Then he slammed him against the wall, his other hand already clenched into a fist. You bastard. Didn't you say you didn't like her? Now you can't stand giving her to someone else? Don't think that just because Hyun lets you hang around, you're actually a big deal. After witnessing the entire conflict, Yoo Woo-jin immediately opened his notebook, his heart racing with excitement. Ha ha ha, a male lead throwing a punch to protect the female lead. This was true romance. In his setup, the male lead was supposed to punch a delinquent several times stronger than himself to protect the heroine. Even back at Dupar High, he had never seen a fight this full of romance. He waited with full excitement for Moon Seo-jun to break free from his fear, rise up, and deliver the classic protagonist awakening comeback. But the reality was that Moon Seo-jun was just being used as a punching bag. His defeated, lifeless state made Yoo Woo-jin extremely anxious. Aren't you the main character? Get up and fight back. But the spotlight did not belong to Moon Seo-jun. Choi Jung-ho punched him in the face again. Seeing that, Yoo Woo-jin nearly crushed his notebook in his hand. Get up. Aren't you the main character? Hurry up and get up. But Moon Seo-jun lay on the ground like a beaten dog, not moving at all. At that moment, the metal pipe scraped against the ground with a sharp, piercing sound. Our dear little brother Seo-jun, Hyun will explain everything to Ye-jin for you. I'll tell her you were too busy to come. Just as Moon Seo-jun was about to suffer a devastating blow, a pen suddenly flew right in front of Choi Jung-ho's eyes, making him freeze for a moment. Then he exploded in anger. Who was that? Which bastard threw this? But, in the next second, Yoo Woo-jin dropped down from above, appearing out of nowhere. With a chilling expression, he said, "You bastard, you're ruining my plot." Choi Jung-ho was completely stunned. How was someone floating in the air? Then he recognized Yoo Woo-jin. Wasn't this the transfer student he had met earlier in the nurse's office? But before he could even react, a storm of attacks came crashing down on his face. Then, Choi Jung-ho was kicked straight into the air. His body flipped several times mid-air, before finally smashing hard into the wall. The sudden turn of events made the two guys beside him feel their hearts nearly jump out of their chests. The brown-haired guy finally reacted and threw a punch, but Yoo Woo-jin dodged it with ease. Then he grabbed him by the throat. You guys, what exactly did you do to our Seo-jun back then? Right after that, Yoo Woo-jin slammed a hand onto his head. The impact was so powerful that he was smashed straight through the wall behind him. Yoo Woo-jin said coldly, "This is what you did to him, right?" The next second, another guy swung a metal pipe at him. But Yoo Woo-jin had been through countless fights, so he dodged it with a simple sidestep. Then he grinned. You guys really love using weapons. Is that what people do at co-ed schools? The next second, he clenched his right fist. The ground cracked beneath him like a spiderweb. The boy who took the hit head-on lost consciousness instantly. In his wildest dreams, he never imagined he would be the one getting completely destroyed someday. Moon Seo-jun stared in disbelief. What the hell was going on? This transfer student was way too strong. He had already thought Yu Woo-jin looked like a dangerous thug, but now it seemed his face really did tell the whole story. After taking down Choi Jung-ho's group, Yu Woo-jin slowly walked toward Moon Seo-jun. You came to help me? Thank you. Only then did Moon Seo-jun remember that he still did not know Yu Woo-jin's name. When he saw Yu Woo-jin reaching out his hand, Seo-jun got so nervous that he shut his eyes. But Yu Woo-jin only picked up his ballpoint pen. Then he told him that his name was Yu Woo-jin, and his dream was to become a romance webtoon artist. Moon Seo-jun's eyes lit up for a second, but then he froze. A romance webtoon? But Yu Woo-jin had already started writing on his own. In reality, there's no way the male lead could miraculously defeat all the school bullies. But since this is a comic, I'll set this action scene so the male lead takes them all down. Then, he snapped his notebook shut. He reached out and asked Moon Seo-jun if he could still stand. Because next comes the iconic highlight. Just then, Shin Ye-jin rushed out. Wait, what are you talking about? Gods, plot, whatever this is. What have you been rambling about this whole time? Yu Woo-jin was completely unfazed. He said this was simply the plot a future webtoon artist had prepared in advance. Moon Seo-jun was even more confused and begged Yu Woo-jin to explain. Yu Woo-jin grinned. The legendary confession scene. Go on, tell her how you feel. The sudden suggestion left Moon Seo-jun completely stunned. What did you just say? Who said you could randomly tell me to confess? Actually, forget that. Why is Ye-jin even here? Faced with Moon Seo-jun's shock and panic, Yu Woo-jin finally explained that when he jumped down from the rooftop earlier, he had tossed them a note. When the note suddenly flew in, Yumina and Shin Ye-jin both wore expressions they had never shown before. On the note, it said, Moon Seo-jun is in danger. Come behind the school. After hearing that, Moon Seo-jun wanted to curse out Yu Woo-jin's entire family tree. What normal person would do something like this? They were just friends. How many times did he have to say it before this guy understood? But Yu Woo-jin only gave him a look of pure contempt. You threw hands over a tiny reason like that? And against someone you knew you couldn't beat? Stop lying to yourself, kid. Let me give you one piece of advice. A person who can't face his own heart has no right to protect anyone. Moon Seo-jun clenched his teeth, screaming inside. Did this guy think he did not want to be honest? What if it was all one-sided, and confessing destroyed the relationship they had now? Who would take responsibility for that? Sometimes, lying to yourself was necessary. But Yu Woo-jin could not hear his inner monologue at all. He simply walked straight over to Shin Ye-jin. No one knew what he whispered to her, but judging from their expressions, it was definitely nothing good. The next second, Shin Ye-jin's long-suppressed emotions completely erupted, and she wrapped her jacket around Moon Seo-jun's head. I heard you attacked Choi Jung-ho first. Are you insane? And you said it was to protect me? Even Yu Woo-jin had not expected Shin Ye-jin to have a habit of covering people with jackets too. This script was starting to feel wrong. Even with his head covered, Moon Seo-jun was still in denial. Because we made a promise. Don't tell me you thought I was flirting with you because of that promise. Shin Ye-jin also remembered what her father had asked Seo-jun when they were children. Please take good care of Ye-jin from now on. But Moon Seo-jun said that was not it. The next second, Shin Ye-jin suddenly burst into tears. I never wanted you to get hurt just to protect me. Her tears fell onto Moon Seo-jun's face, as if tearing open a crack in his heart. He finally gathered his courage and poured out everything he had buried inside. I never want to see someone precious to me suffer through horrible, unfair things because of me again. Because I like you, I wanted to protect you. Shin Ye-jin froze. What did you just say? That question made Moon Seo-jun retreat again. No, wait, I meant I like you as a friend. But Yu Woo-jin's words suddenly echoed in his mind. A person who cannot face himself and be honest with his own heart has no right to protect anyone. So he finally shouted his confession. I like you, not as a friend. I like you, and I've liked you for a long time. I'm sorry, I never saw you as just a friend. The knot that had been weighing on Moon Seo-jun for years finally came undone, and he felt lighter than ever. And it was all thanks to Yu Woo-jin. The next second, Shin Ye-jin kissed him through the jacket. That intense moment left Moon Seo-jun completely speechless. Shin Ye-jin gave him a bright smile. Idiot. I wanted to say I like you even earlier than you did. When Yu Woo-jin saw that, he felt a sharp pain in his chest. Moon Seo-jun looked completely stunned. What? Does that mean we're dating now? Yu Woo-jin was so excited he almost exploded. This was way too romantic. He could not take it anymore. This intense PDA had set his soul on fire. watching the flames rising around him. Moon Seo-jun had no idea what Yu Woo-jin was doing. This was his romance, not Yu Woo-jin's. But by then, Yu Woo-jin was already covered in soot, muttering, "Romance, transferring to this school really was worth it." The next second, the vibe completely changed, and Moon Seo-jun held him in his arms while screaming toward the sky. Yu Woo-jin. At the same time, the nurse's office door was kicked open, and the nurse spat out the coffee she had just taken a sip of. "What now, Moon Seo-jin? Did Yi-jin get hurt again?" Moon Seo-jun quickly answered, "It's Yu Woo-jin who's hurt." The nurse was about to lose her mind, scolding them for causing trouble outside all day, but she still told them to lay Yu Woo-jin down first. What none of them knew was that Yu Woo-jin, being carried in a princess carry, felt a sudden wave of emotion. So this was what it felt like to feel safe and supported. But what he did not know was that because of his transfer, Dupar High had already fallen into chaos. A guy named Lee Ruda jumped straight down from the 3rd floor. Strangely, he was completely fine. More importantly, he had only been discharged from the hospital today. Ma Suho pressed a hand to his forehead. "This is bad, Senior Cha-in. They've already found out that Senior Woo-jin transferred. The entire student body already knew about that. Back then, all of us went at him together, and we still got beaten down hard. That's not the problem. Lee Ruda was in the hospital that day, and both of his arms were broken." Only then did Cha-in realize what that meant. In other words, Yu Woo-jin had not actually fought every student that day. But honestly, even if Lee Ruda had been there, none of them really thought they could have won. After returning from his injury, Lee Ruda learned that Yu Woo-jin had already transferred, and his heart filled with resentment. In his mind, he had not missed the fight because he was scared. Yu Woo-jin leaving before he returned was nothing but an insult. April arrived, and the last chill of winter faded away as flowers bloomed everywhere. Spring had officially begun, and in Yu Woo-jin's eyes, spring was the perfect season for romance to grow. He grinned. All the good material was finally coming together. Under the cherry blossom trees, couples gathered everywhere. One couple, who had only been dating for less than 2 hours, was already acting incredibly sweet. The boy gently fed the girl some food. To Yu Woo-jin, this was exactly the kind of classic scene that belonged in a romance webtoon. A boyfriend feeding his girlfriend gimbap was almost too sweet to handle. He immediately started writing it down, but the girl quickly noticed his strange stare. "Oppa, that guy is scary. He's been staring at us like a creep this whole time." The boy did not take it seriously. "Isn't he just some high school kid?" Seeing Yu Woo-jin practically drooling, the boy decided he was just a typical delinquent who had skipped class and was wandering around. The boy was confident in his own strength, since he had a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So he stepped forward to teach Yu Woo-jin a lesson, and the girl was instantly impressed. "Hey, kid, you've been annoying me for a while now. You got a problem?" Yu Woo-jin was actually surprised. The material had come to him on its own. He was even wondering if he should do a full interview. But right then, a mosquito suddenly flew in and interrupted him. Unable to take it anymore, Yu Woo-jin slapped it down. A large chunk of the flower bed collapsed. "Damn mosquito, it's only April, and you're already crawling out to annoy people." "Sorry about that, Hyung. What were you saying?" But in the next second, the boy attacked. Yu Woo-jin was completely confused. "At least let me finish talking. This isn't what you think." But after everything that happened, the boy had completely humiliated himself, and the girl looked deeply disappointed. "Oppa, do you not have any pride at all? Let's break up." The boy quickly shouted, "No, Jisun." Yu Woo-jin sweat dropped. Had he just broken up a couple? It was all because he failed to control his strength and ruined everything. He secretly reminded himself that he had to be more careful from now on. Meanwhile, the soccer field was full of energy. On the sidelines, Shin Ye-jin kept cheering for Moon Seo-jun. Moon Seo-jun raised his foot and shot. The ball went in. Whoa, there it is. Seo-jun's signature banana kick. Did you see that perfect arc? That was basically Roberto Carlos level. Absolutely insane. The next second, he pulled a Ronaldo celebration and lifted his shirt. Written on his t-shirt were the words, "Ye-jin, I love you." Yu Woo-jin thought this confession was way too romantic. Expressing love through a goal celebration gave him another perfect piece of material. Shin Ye-jin looked at him. "Yu Woo-jin, don't tell me you're only just getting to school now. You should at least come earlier than this." But Yu Woo-jin suddenly asked about Choi Jung-ho, wanting to know if they had clashed with him again. Shin Ye-jin told him that Choi Jung-ho had not come back to school since that day. Either way, if anything happened, he had to tell her immediately. But Shin Ye-jin was more worried about Yu Woo-jin. He had provoked the White Knight Society, yet nothing had happened to him so far. That was not normal. She even started imagining the worst. What if the White Knight Society comes after me first, then turns around and goes after you? If you need help, all of us can. Before she could finish, Yu Woo-jin cut her off and said he would handle it himself. All he wanted was for Moon Seo-jin and Shin Ye-jin to get along peacefully. That would be the biggest help to him. But in the next second, a soccer ball smashed directly into his face. Hey, Yu Woo-jin, don't mess with Ye-jin. It looked like Moon Seo-jun was jealous. Yu Woo-jin was not angry at all. Instead, he burst out laughing. Your boyfriend is getting jealous and all riled up. Then he turned to Shin Ye-jin and asked if she knew where Yumina was. At that moment, Yumina was filming a short video. She set the timer to 3 seconds. After standing in position, she started dancing. Her movements were graceful, but also playful and mischievous. But in the next second, Yu Woo-jin suddenly appeared behind her. What are you doing? He scared her so badly, she nearly jumped. Yumina had no idea how Yu Woo-jin had found her so accurately, but his attention was completely on her phone. Oh, filming a TikTok? Yumina panicked. Wait, if you press that, the video will... She immediately snatched her phone back. So you're saying you want me to introduce you to new material? Seo-jun and Ye-jin are doing fine, and you've gotten closer to everyone too, haven't you? But to Yu Woo-jin, there was no such thing as too much material. Yumina was full of concerns. Back then, she had only agreed to help Yu Woo-jin because she was afraid he would report her for being involved in school bullying. But now, Yu Woo-jin had even dared to provoke an organization like the White Knight Society. Staying involved with him was way too dangerous. Besides, she had already figured out that Yu Woo-jin was never the type to report something like that anyway. So right now, all she wanted was to find an excuse to get away. But in the next second, her foot suddenly slipped. Yu Woo-jin quickly caught her. Are you okay? Yumina's face instantly turned red. She hurriedly pulled away from him. Sorry, I spaced out for a second. I was thinking about something else. But Yu Woo-jin misunderstood, thinking she had been using all her energy to come up with material for him, and sincerely praised her for being kind and considerate. After hearing that, Yumina suddenly felt even guiltier. The next second, the bell rang. Yumina used the chance to say she needed to return to class and would organize the material during the lesson, then hurried away. She felt like Yu Woo-jin had completely lost his mind over material. If this kept going, it would drive her crazy sooner or later. Looking at her reflection in the window, she suddenly remembered that sweet little moment from earlier. Then she regretted not recording it in time. After taking a short break, Yu Woo-jin also decided to enter the classroom and attend class. After all, he had just learned a very useful tip from Shin Ye-jin. He told Shin Ye-jin that he had not properly attended class since middle school. Shin Ye-jin curiously asked where he usually went when he skipped class. Yu Woo-jin answered, outside. Combined with his outstanding fighting skills, Shin Ye-jin became even more convinced that he was a delinquent who had spent his school life running wild. But Yu Woo-jin denied it immediately. He said he had simply gotten used to living that way without realizing it, and there was actually a reason behind it. Shin Ye-jin was even more confused. What kind of reason could there be for skipping class? Yu Woo-jin wanted to explain that at his old school, fighting was everything, and survival of the strongest was the only rule. That place was never meant to teach people how to study, but in the end, he could not say it out loud. After all, saying that classes were only for weak people would basically deny the entire Korean education system. But Shin Ye-jin felt that as someone trying to create romance stories, saying something like that was not exactly appropriate. After all, so many iconic, swoon-worthy scenes only happened in the classroom. For example, secretly passing notes behind the teacher's back, creating romantic tension by borrowing an eraser. Can you help me pick up my eraser? Or sharing one textbook together. As a romance webtoon artist, were you really going to miss all of this perfect, swoon-worthy material? Those words deeply moved Yu Woo-jin, and he immediately made up his mind. He was going to take class seriously. Yu Woo-jin sincerely thanked Shin Ye-jin. Thanks to her, he would be able to dig up even more romance material. He had not felt this fired up and motivated in a long time. Just how different would classes at a co-ed school be? As class approached, students started asking whether the next lesson was chemistry. One student suddenly remembered he had not finished the homework and hurriedly asked the class president to borrow the notes. But the notes came with a clear price: 5,000 won, not a single won less. Sensing that the strict chemistry teacher was about to arrive, everyone quickly returned to their seats. But this teacher was different. He had a huge sword strapped to his back. Judging by his face, he looked like an old man, and even his name was strange. His name was Mr. Yasu. When he was young, he had been mocked and teased countless times because of that name. But every single person who laughed at him ended up getting beaten down. Insulting him was one thing, but insulting the Wonpyeon Yasu family was a death sentence. To defend his family's honor, the young Mr. Yasu became a school tyrant everyone feared. But during those rebellious years, one teacher changed his life. That teacher told him, "You have a real talent for science. One day, you could become a teacher." Of course, before that, the teacher beat him up first. Afterward, the teacher earnestly told him, "Guide your students and correct the school atmosphere." And his teaching results were truly impressive. Even the once arrogant Kang Ki-ho had experienced his tough love, and now he behaved properly in class. By the time Yu Woo-jin arrived at the classroom door, class had already started. Everyone's eyes locked onto him. They could not believe someone was actually this bold. Kang Ki-ho clenched his teeth. Yu Woo-jin was still at this school. After that day, Yu Woo-jin had completely disappeared. So Kang Ki-ho thought he had already transferred away. At that moment, the girl in the front row quickly warned him. "Sit down. Mr. Yasu is seriously scary. You just transferred here, and you're already charging him like a hothead?" Mr. Yasu also looked as if he had found a new toy and decided to properly discipline Yu Woo-jin. Yu Woo-jin froze for a moment, and then the corporal punishment came. Kang Ki-ho was stunned. "Wow, Yu Woo-jin is really embarrassing himself now. You're completely finished." But in the next second, Mr. Yasu told him to shut up, and Kang Ki-ho instantly went quiet with his tail between his legs. So, discipline in a co-ed classroom was extremely strict. But what was with this strange silence? And why was there some weird smell drifting over? Mr. Yasu did not expect Yu Woo-jin to notice it and told him it was the scent of Japanese Bushido. Yu Woo-jin looked confused. "Bushido? Isn't that the stuff they sprinkle on takoyaki? Why are you messing around with food?" Mr. Yasu said coldly. "Shut up. This is a specially aged wooden sword custom-made by a Japanese craftsman. It's hard enough to crack your skull with ease." Just as he said, when the wooden sword struck the floor, it left a small crater. Then, Mr. Yasu started writing on the blackboard. "Why have you been absent from class until now?" Yu Woo-jin answered, "Well, I had a special educational environment." Mr. Yasu nodded. "So, you were homeschooled." Mr. Yasu said, "In that case, you should be able to solve a problem at this level." Yu Woo-jin was genuinely confused. Why had this guy suddenly started teaching? Mr. Yasu told him this was just to check whether Yu Woo-jin could keep up with the class. In Mr. Yasu's mind, when dealing with someone like Yu Woo-jin, breaking him mentally would be far more effective than physical punishment. School bullies always loved acting tough. So he would expose Yu Woo-jin's stupidity in front of the whole class, make him embarrass himself publicly, and completely destroy his social standing. Mr. Yasu looked like his evil plan had already succeeded, convinced that this move was absolutely perfect. But in the very next second, Mr. Yasu was slapped in the face by reality, because Yu Woo-jin gave the correct answer immediately. Mr. Yasu could not believe it. Damn it. Once in a while, there really were delinquents who were good at studying. But even so, Mr. Yasu was determined to teach Yu Woo-jin a lesson today. So he gave him several more questions in a row. But Yu Woo-jin answered all of them easily, even saying they were simple. For the first time, Mr. Yasu felt defeated. "How can you solve these two?" Yu Woo-jin replied, "I learned this in advance back in middle school. By the way, our co-ed school class is really just about solving problems like this? Thank you. I got some great material." That was basically a massive slap in the face to Mr. Yasu, and it completely enraged him. But in the next second, a hand suddenly went up. "Teacher, stop dragging this out and continue the lesson." The one who spoke was the class president, Hong Ji-won, the second-ranked student in the entire school. The class instantly burst into laughter. Even the class president had finally stepped in, and everyone started joining in. Mr. Yasu found the whole thing absurd. In the end, he was the one who got publicly embarrassed. If this continued, he would never be able to properly discipline the class. His thoughts drifted back to what his own teacher had once said. Teacher, can such a low-level method, like humiliating someone in front of everyone, really discipline school bullies? But what else could he do? These days, there were student rights and all kinds of regulations. Corporal punishment had long been banned. Mr. Yasu tightened his grip around his cup. That may be true, but if there's no other way, then there's no helping it. The teacher asked, "Are you saying you're giving up?" But Mr. Yasu looked at Yu Woo-jin and said, "Your name is Yu Woo-jin, right? Stay after class." It seemed Mr. Yasu had not given up at all. He planned to secretly teach Yu Woo-jin a lesson. In the gym, the two stood facing each other. Yu Woo-jin could not help asking, Is this extra tutoring? Mr. Yasu answered, something like that. Yu Woo-jin said, I did miss quite a few classes before, but I don't think I'll have any trouble following lessons. But as he spoke, Mr. Yasu's wooden sword, made from top-grade ingredients, was already sweeping toward him. Yu Woo-jin leaned back and dodged it with ease, then said coldly, if I remember correctly, corporal punishment is banned. Mr. Yasu said, corporal punishment? I have no idea what you're talking about. This is just an ingredient. Yu Woo-jin had not expected Mr. Yasu to be this shameless. Mr. Yasu continued, I once had a rebellious and unruly phase just like you, but unlike you, I met the right guide, and that is how I became who I am today. He was convinced that Yu Woo-jin was not bad by nature, just lacking someone to guide him. So let this teacher discipline and guide you personally, with this rod of tough love. The powerful impact stirred the air around them, and even Mr. Yasu was shocked. Yu Woo-jin's skills were far beyond what he had imagined. As expected, you're not an ordinary school tyrant. Yu Woo-jin said nothing. Mr. Yasu continued, I knew something was off, so I went through your student records. Yu Woo-jin's heart sank. Crap. Did he find out I transferred from Dupar High? But he was overthinking it. Mr. Yasu said his high school transfer records had been deleted, almost as if someone had deliberately hidden and erased him. Yu Woo-jin was stunned too. He had never deleted anything, so who had done it? That only made Mr. Yasu even more curious. Yu Woo-jin, what is your true identity? Then, he suddenly froze. The wooden sword said to be unbreakable was now nothing but a handle. Where did my prized wooden sword go? Yu Woo-jin clenched his fist. I don't know what that thing is, but you were startled just now, weren't you? Only then did Mr. Yasu realize what had happened. He even started stammering. Don't tell me, you caught and took my prized wooden sword just now? He felt that Yu Woo-jin was far too dangerous. If someone like him stayed at Danyang High, the consequences would be unimaginable. This school would become the worst trash school in history, just like Dupar High, and he would never allow that to happen. After all, Dupar High was a hopeless school full of chaos and violence, with a 99.9% gangster debut rate. It was a completely doomed trash school. Even if he had to stake his entire teaching career on it, Mr. Yasu had to stop Yu Woo-jin. He swore he would defeat Yu Woo-jin with his own hands. But, in the next second, Mr. Yasu finally ran out of strength and collapsed on the floor. Yu Woo-jin was stunned. Are you okay? Should I help you to the nurse's office? But even then, Mr. Yasu was still worried about the school. Why did you transfer to this school? If you came here to ruin this place? Yu Woo-jin told him that he had come here to find romance material. Mr. Yasu froze. What? Yu Woo-jin said. Well, how do I put this? I went to an all-boys middle school and an all-boys high school, so my dream is to become a romance webtoon artist. Looking at his shy and sincere eyes, Mr. Yasu realized he did not seem to be lying at all. In the end, Mr. Yasu could only squeeze out one word. Impressive. To be honest, Yu Woo-jin felt a little nostalgic. It had been a long time since he fought a teacher, and it reminded him of his days at Dupar High. He wondered how his old classmates were doing now. The next second, a voice suddenly reached his ears. Found you. Senior Woo-jin. When Yu Woo-jin heard that, cold sweat appeared on his face. He knew that voice all too well. Lee Ruda. Long time no see, Senior Woo-jin. Lee Ruda jumped straight down from above. His eyes were filled with the excitement of a predator finding its prey. Yu Woo-jin still could not believe it. Lee Ruda, why are you here? He had never told anyone about his transfer, so he had no idea how Lee Ruda had found him. Lee Ruda grinned. Because there's someone here I've been following. Then he pulled a phone out of his sleeve. But in the next second, the phone fell straight to the ground. Because both of his hands were injured, even picking up a phone was difficult for him. Yu Woo-jin stared at him in disbelief. This guy, do you need my help? After failing several times, Lee Ruda kicked the phone toward him. Take a look at this. The moment Yu Woo-jin saw it, his eyes widened. The person on the phone was Yu Mina. It turned out she was the person Lee Ruda had been following. Because of that video, she had gone viral and exploded all over the internet. The discussion around it was everywhere. And because of that video, Lee Ruda spotted a very familiar and nostalgic face. Yu Woo-jin covered his face with one hand. Damn it, an influencer ruined me, but Lee Ruda thought this was a blessing from heaven. Strange rumors about Yu Woo-jin had already been spreading before, saying Senior Woo-jin had left school because he wanted to become a romance webtoon artist. But right after transferring, he saw Yu Woo-jin going around beating up teachers again. That reassured A. Ruda. Yu Wujin was still the same Yu Wujin, and the rumors had been completely disproven. Yu Wujin immediately denied it, explaining that he had not beaten up any teacher. Li Ruda said that in his mind, Yu Wujin's goal had always been to dominate every school in the country. Yu Wujin snapped back, "What kind of nonsense is that?" Li Ruda said the proof was right in front of him. But then he changed the subject, admitting he had not expected Yu Wujin's dream of becoming a romance webtoon artist to actually be true. Yu Wujin helped Mr. Yasu up, then seriously warned Li Ruda to keep his enrollment here a secret and disappear from his sight as quickly as possible. Yu Wujin knew himself well. Even if he did not do anything flashy, his reputation was already terrible. If people found out where he came from, it would be hard for him to get along with everyone. After all, he had already made a complete fool of himself on his first day here. He had finally managed to recover a little and barely stabilize his position. Li Ruda could barely process what he was hearing. "Senior, what do you mean? Are you saying you're not going to fight anymore? All because of some petty romance?" Yu Wujin immediately said he had never placed romance above everything else. The moment he finished speaking, a shoe sole appeared right in front of his eyes. Yu Wujin was sent flying backward and smashed hard into the wall. The abnormal impact immediately caught Moon Sojin and Shin Yejin's attention. As the smoke cleared, Yu Wujin's figure appeared, and Mr. Yasu was still tucked under his arm. Yu Wujin's eyes sharpened. "Are you insane? Li Ruda, that attack just now was meant to kill, wasn't it?" Li Ruda revealed what he truly thought. Originally, he had come to support Yu Wujin and help him continue moving toward the goal of dominating every school in the country. But now his mind had completely changed. He decided to force Yu Wujin to drop out and bring him back to Dupar High. And the first step of his plan was to beat Mr. Yasu to a pulp and cripple him completely. With no other choice, Yu Wujin first moved the fight out onto the street. He shouted, "Move, get out of the way." For the pedestrians who could not dodge in time, he could only keep apologizing. When he reached a three-way intersection, he suddenly slammed on the brakes. But Li Ruda's attack was already there, and Yu Wujin barely managed to dodge it. Seeing that his attack missed, Li Ruda looked a little disappointed. Yu Wujin used the chance to run. Li Ruda shouted after him, "Don't run, senior. Fight me fair and square." Yu Wujin was furious. Li Ruda was a complete lunatic who just would not stop. What confused him even more was that suddenly, Yu Wujin had an idea. Wait, if his arms are already injured, he immediately prepared to jump onto a rooftop. Once he jumped up, he looked down smugly and taunted Li Ruda. "Ha ha ha, Junior, you can't get up here now, can you?" Li Ruda said, "Wow," repeatedly mocking and humiliating an injured person, as expected of the strongest force across both schools, but using an injury as an excuse. Then he stepped onto the wall and ran straight up it. Yu Wujin went numb. "I'm not part of any two-school force. You lunatic with zero common sense. Damn it." No matter what, he had to move Mr. Yasu somewhere safe first. He called Mr. Yasu's name, checked whether he had passed out, and urged him to return to campus first. But Mr. Yasu calmly said he was in excellent condition right now, with his blood boiling as if he had returned to his prime. But Yu Wujin was genuinely stunned. "Wait, Hyung, who even are you?" Mr. Yasu said the long-awaited fight had made his blood boil, so he had returned to his original form. Yu Wujin thought that sounded like complete nonsense. Who got younger the more they fought? But Mr. Yasu told him this was his real appearance, and he was only 30 years old. It was stress-induced aging. Yu Wujin could not even imagine how much hardship Mr. Yasu had gone through. Mr. Yasu was frustrated too. With Yu Wujin, he could not find a proper legal way to discipline him. But Li Ruda had attacked a teacher on their very first meeting. Yu Wujin immediately added fuel to the fire. "Exactly. He even said he was going to beat you until you were completely crippled, Mr. Yasu." Mr. Yasu also felt Li Ruda's hostility was far too intense. Yu Wujin told him Li Ruda was not someone an ordinary person could handle. He said he would find a way to stop him and told Mr. Yasu to hide somewhere safe first. But Mr. Yasu said, "No, that hostility is clearly aimed at you. Someone like me isn't even on his radar. He probably just needs me as a bargaining chip to threaten you." And the proof came before he could even finish speaking. Li Ruda's foot was already right in front of Yu Wujin's neck. Yu Wujin simply went, "Oh, so it really is true." But Mr. Yasu blocked Li Ruda's attack in advance with both arms. Even Li Ruda looked confused now. "Who the hell are you? Don't tell me you're that old man from earlier. Then let me greet you properly. Nice to meet you. Now get lost, wild mutt." Mr. Yasu told him not to even dream of it. Yu Woo-jin was his student, and if anyone was going to hit him, it would be him. In the first exchange, Lee Ruda was forced back. Woo-jin, you go first. I'll hold him off here. But Yu Woo-jin was deeply worried and said Lee Ruda was incredibly strong, not someone an ordinary person could fight. But Mr. Yasu was full of confidence, saying he was now in his physical prime, and that any obstacle in front of him could be dealt with easily. He urged Yu Woo-jin again and again to leave quickly. To Yu Woo-jin, the romance webtoon creator, the scene instantly turned into a comic setup. The male lead stays behind alone to protect someone, while the female lead is forced to run away. Lee Ruda was the villain, mocking the hero for throwing his life away over a mere woman, and Mr. Yasu was the heroic male lead, saving the heroine. Run, I'll hold him off here. As for Yu Woo-jin himself, he was the heroine being protected. His inspiration exploded. This was way too romantic. He kept thinking through the matching lines and scene structure, wondering how the weaker side should respond, according to romance logic. Mr. Yasu and Lee Ruda were both completely confused, fight side by side, but according to the setup, the opponent was an unbeatable enemy. If the heroine refused to run and chose to walk toward destruction with him, that would be the greatest insult to the man risking his life. So he settled on the male lead's line. I'll hold him off here. Hurry and run. And the heroine's line would be, at that moment, Mr. Yasu finally lost patience and shouted, hurry up and get lost already. Yu Woo-jin immediately answered, okay oppa. That completely broke Mr. Yasu. What did that brat just say? But what he never expected was that Lee Ruda was also shaken. Huh? You bastard. What kind of relationship do you have with Senior? What the hell are you two talking about? Then, he snorted coldly. I'll ask Senior about his real intentions face to face later. Anyway, you hit way too hard. Mr. Yasu told him not to get cocky. He was a teacher, and teachers were supposed to protect their students. He said that Yu Woo-jin was lucky he had not gotten the chance to beat him up earlier. Now, he would show Lee Ruda the sword technique once used by his ancestors. Even Lee Ruda felt that Mr. Yasu's pressure was terrifying. Had this guy really powered up? Knight sword style, first form, Knight. The overwhelming aura made Lee Ruda let out a series of screams. For a moment, he even felt like he had already been cut. How about that? This is my ultimate peak form. But in the next second, Lee Ruda was still standing there completely unharmed, leaving both of them stunned. Only then did Mr. Yasu realize that his wooden sword had already been reduced to nothing but a handle. The atmosphere instantly became painfully awkward. The next second, a huge foot slammed into his face. Lee Ruda sent Mr. Yasu flying with a single kick. Mr. Yasu realized that Lee Ruda was extremely strong. If they fought at full power, even someone as capable as him would be in serious danger. Yu Woo-jin clenched his teeth. The fight on the rooftop was so intense that people below thought the military was doing construction outside. That was because every kick from Lee Ruda was brutally violent. While he kept asking Yu Woo-jin, does this hurt? Are you having fun? Yu Woo-jin was genuinely speechless and had no choice but to keep dodging desperately. But Lee Ruda kept urging him to respond with everything he had, to fight freely like it was a real battle. Seeing Yu Woo-jin act this passive, he even started wondering if Yu Woo-jin had not had a real fight since transferring. And honestly, that was true. Even against Kang Ki-ho and his group, Yu Woo-jin had been holding back the entire time. Lee Ruda knew Yu Woo-jin better than anyone. If Yu Woo-jin actually got serious, even Lee Ruda would end up in the hospital for half a year. But he still could not understand why Yu Woo-jin would transfer schools for something like romance. That reason sounded like complete nonsense. Faced with a table flying straight at him, Yu Woo-jin had no choice but to brace against it with all his strength. But in the next second, Lee Ruda appeared above his head and dropped a ruthless axe kick. While blocking the attack, Yu Woo-jin told him to stop already, saying he only wanted to pursue romance. But seeing that he still refused to listen, Lee Ruda kept attacking. Senior, you are violence itself. I was saved by that violence. From that moment on, Yu Woo-jin became Lee Ruda's idol. Lee Ruda had gone to Dupar Boys High because of him. With a resentful kick, he smashed straight through the floor. A woman working below screamed, while Yu Woo-jin lay motionless in the rubble. Lee Ruda panted heavily. Dupar Boys High was supposed to be a rotten school buried in the mountains, as filthy as a cesspit. But even so, he still chose to go there. It turned out Lee Ruda had an unforgettable past hidden in his heart. The person who once saved him was not a friend, family member, teacher, or police officer on duty. It was Yu Woo-jin, standing before him now. Yu Woo-jin had once told Lee Ruda that to protect everything precious to him, he had to fight desperately to get stronger and become the strongest person in the world. Li Ruda was deeply moved, even without any real proof. He believed, from the bottom of his heart, that the person in front of him would one day stand at the very top. Influenced by Yu Wu-jin, even though Li Ruda still felt fear inside, he decided to follow him, willing to risk his life and stay by his side, just to protect him. But that devotion was rejected. Li Ruda could not understand it and questioned why Yu Wu-jin was blocking his path, asking if Senior was not also someone willing to risk his life and move forward. Yu Wu-jin told him that was not what he meant. The only one who had truly risked everything to move forward had always been Li Ruda himself. Then, Yu Wu-jin sincerely apologized, admitting that he had judged him based only on his appearance and simply told him to work hard. Not long after, the fierce and arrogant Li Ruda came to Dupar High to enroll. As an incoming first-year student, he skillfully used the school's usual greeting style. "Long time no see, you bastards. I'm here to enroll." The chairman mocked him for not knowing his place. But Li Ruda's bold personality actually made the chairman like her even more, and he immediately agreed to let her enroll. Faced with the chairman's surprised gaze, Li Ruda did not care at all. She said, Dupar High was a place where the strong competed, and only those with top-tier strength had the right to stand at the peak. Those words made the chairman even more interested, and he greatly admired Li Ruda's guts. So he promised to help her fulfill every wish she had. And when Li Ruda revealed her identity, Yu Wu-jin was completely shocked. No one expected that this powerful new student was actually a girl. Meanwhile, another fight ended in a flash. Jung-gun sighed, saying that level of intensity was not even enough for a light warm-up. He started missing the days when Yu Wu-jin was around. Just then, Ma Suho came looking for him. Jung-gun was about to invite him for a sparring match, but Ma Suho brought shocking news instead, saying that a female student had transferred in. Jung-gun looked completely indifferent after hearing it, but the news of a girl transferring in instantly sent the entire school into a frenzy. The boys on campus fell into chaos. Loud discussions broke out everywhere, and some even complained that the chairman acted way too casually. Jung-gen thought it was no big deal. After all, it was not the first time. Ma Suho froze. There was someone else? Li Ruda. She hit this place like a nuke. How did you not know? By the way, how many times did you flex your muscles in front of her? Only then did Ma Suho finally realize he knew absolutely nothing about the school going co-ed. He couldn't help complaining that no one had warned him about something this major. The next second, a loud crash rang out behind them. The new transfer student, Jang Kyung-hee, appeared, and Ma Suho said in shock, "That's her." The girl deliberately greeted them in Dupar High style. She had come specifically to find Li Ruda. When she learned that Li Ruda was not there, Jang Kyung-hee looked extremely disappointed. She admitted that the reason she transferred was to fight strong women. With that goal falling through, she immediately proposed a match against Jung-gun instead. Jung-gun accepted the challenge without the slightest hesitation. Even Ma Suho could not help being impressed by how decisive he was. Then he suddenly thought of Yu Wu-jin. Back then, Yu Wu-jin had transferred away precisely because Dupar High was an all-boys school. He had said the school could no longer satisfy what he was looking for. Ma Suho guessed that Yu Wu-jin probably had no idea the school had become co-ed. At that moment, Yu Wu-jin was pressed against the wall like a frightened quail. After hearing from Li Ruda that Dupar High had become co-ed, he was so shocked he could not even speak. Everything that had happened threw his thoughts into chaos. Thinking back to when he first met Li Ruda, everyone had repeatedly misjudged her gender, but he had never once imagined that Li Ruda was actually a girl. Now that the truth was out, an awkward atmosphere filled the air, and no one knew how they were supposed to act. Li Ruda tried to speak up and ease the mood, but somehow ended up stirring up another misunderstanding, even teasing Yu Wu-jin for being a deserter who ran away before the fight. Of course, there was no way Yu Wu-jin would admit that. Li Ruda tried to comfort him, saying that one of Dupar High's strongest fighters should not lose his composure over something this small. She also bluntly pointed out that the reason Yu Wu-jin had kept misjudging her gender was because he had never truly looked at her properly. Then she deliberately made a playful move to tease him, telling him to confirm the truth for himself. Seeing Yu Wu-jin's embarrassed reaction, Li Ruda burst out laughing and said some things had to happen step by step. There was no need to rush. Her endless teasing and pranks drove Yu Wu-jin completely insane. He felt like Li Ruda was deliberately messing with his head, but there was nothing he could do about it. To escape the awkward atmosphere, Li Ruda decided to go to a convenience store for food. She even offered to pay this time, breaking their usual habit of Yu Wu-jin paying for everything. That thoughtful gesture made Yu Wu-jin sigh. Li Ruda really was a kind person. But in the next second, danger suddenly appeared on the peaceful street. A car came speeding wildly down the road, charging straight toward a couple on the sidewalk. Everyone cried out at the terrifying scene. Just as the accident was about to happen, Lee Ruda prepared to rush forward and save them. But Yu Woojin stopped her. Then, Yu Woojin did something that made Lee Ruda completely lose it. He grabbed her and jumped down with her. A series of screams echoed through the air. "Wait, senior, I can get down by myself." Then Yu Woojin made a throw-in motion. Lee Ruda shot forward like a human cannonball. Before anyone could recover from the tension, a massive purple light crashed down. The car finally stopped. Everyone who saw it cried out instinctively, thinking a meteor had suddenly fallen from the sky. As the dust slowly cleared, Lee Ruda's head was perfectly lodged in the front of the car, and her expression was strangely cute. No one expected that the one who stopped the crisis would be a girl fallen from the sky. It turned out this was a murder-suicide attempt. The man had been cheating on his girlfriend of 7 years. Unable to handle the betrayal, she decided to take him with her and die together. But what she never expected was that at the critical moment, the man pushed the other woman out in front of him. He planned to use her as a human cushion. The woman who barely survived realized Lee Ruda had saved her, and quickly asked if she was okay. After witnessing everything, Yu Woojin was furious. This was not the couple scene he had been expecting at all. Forget protecting his girlfriend. That man had actually used her as a human speed bump. Even Lee Ruda did not expect Yu Woojin to get that angry, and she actually felt a little scared for that scumbag. He was dead for sure. Meanwhile, inside a modified trailer, under the dim light, Choi Jung-ho was curled up on the floor, coughing non-stop, his heavy breathing echoing in the room. His painful state was completely different from the arrogant image he usually had. He forced himself to endure the discomfort and glared into the darkness, saying that if anyone had anger or grudges, they could take it all out on him. But if anyone dared to hurt his friends, he would never let it slide. But a voice in the darkness accused him, asking what right Choi Jung-ho had to use his identity as a White Knight Society member to play the boss of school bullies. In that person's eyes, Choi Jung-ho had contributed nothing to the organization. All he had was brute strength, and he only caused trouble for no reason. Not long ago, he even became a laughingstock after being easily crushed by a new transfer student. Someone like him was useless to the organization. Choi Jung-ho was both furious and panicked, shouting the other person's name again and again because he realized something was wrong with his companions, but it had no effect at all. Then the thing in the darkness finally revealed itself. It was a creepy, sinister-looking puppet. Choi Jung-ho felt chills run through his body and could not help asking what it wanted from him. The puppet said coldly that Choi Jung-ho was already trapped with nowhere left to go. Then it poured a cup of tea and signaled for Choi Jung-ho to drink it. Choi Jung-ho was full of suspicion, believing the tea had been drugged, and refused to drink no matter what. But in the next second, something happened that caught him completely off guard. His two companions suddenly started fighting each other. One of them even grabbed the other by the throat. The puppet coldly told him that he had already lost the right to negotiate. His only choice was to drink it obediently. Right now, he had no right to refuse. In the end, Choi Jung-ho had no choice but to drink everything in the cup. Not long after, the drug began taking effect inside his body. Choi Jung-ho became like a puppet, letting out sounds that no longer seemed human. The person behind the scenes stood nearby and observed the effect, saying the overall result was acceptable. But there were still some errors in the details, and the modification had not reached the expected standard. Then he casually gave Choi Jung-ho a name, the little volunteer who came knocking. The scene changed, and the light campus atmosphere instantly washed away the oppressive mood from before. It was now lunchtime, and Yu Woojin was extremely irritated. He kept pestering Yu Mina, ordering her to delete the short video she had posted on TikTok immediately. Shin Yejin did not understand at all. If anything, she thought the video looked amazing. Yu Mina agreed too, and she could not bear to delete it. It turned out that Yu Woojin had accidentally posted the video himself. He only found out by chance the next morning. What made Yu Woojin even more embarrassed was that the video had unexpectedly gone viral. That junior from his old school even came looking for him, her eyes full of longing as she visited him. The junior looked shy and well-behaved, but in Yu Woojin's eyes, this entire meeting was a massive public embarrassment. Shin Yejin calmly advised that since Yu Woojin was so against it, deleting the video would be the reasonable thing to do. But Yu Mina still refused. After all, that video had already made it onto the trending page. It had even broken 87,000 likes. That massive traffic instantly gave Yu Mina an idea. She kept pestering Yu Woojin wanting to team up with him and film a new video together. She planned to ride the hype and create another viral hit. Yu Woo-jin, driven to the edge by her persistence, kept complaining that Yu Mina always relied on other people and never did anything independently. When begging and pestering did not work, Yu Mina immediately put a bargaining chip on the table. If he refused to cooperate, she would never introduce him to any romance material again. That one sentence hit Yu Woo-jin right in his weak spot. And so, the two of them started taking couple-style photos, one after another. Shin Ye-jin, who was taking the photos, was insanely jealous. If these two were actually a couple, they would be way too sweet. After enjoying the shoot, Yu Mina brought up the class president, Hong Ju-won. He was the romance material candidate she recommended to Yu Woo-jin. More importantly, Hong Ju-won was also Yu Woo-jin's deskmate. Hong Ju-won was fully focused on his studies, had stayed single to this day, and had never dated anyone. Yu Woo-jin found that ridiculous. He simply could not understand the mindset of someone who poured everything into studying. Yu Mina quickly explained the truth. Hong Ju-won and a girl in his class, Jin So-hee, actually had a lot of unspoken romantic tension between them. But unlike the sweet dynamic between Moon So-jun and Shin Ye-jin, Ju-won and So-hee were more like bickering rivals, as well as academic competitors. Yu Woo-jin wondered how that could possibly count as romance material. Yu Mina thought he just did not get it, so she planned to enter the classroom and introduce them. But even though she had previously bragged about being a social butterfly and promised to handle the introductions, the moment she reached the classroom door, she started backing out, saying it was awkward to walk into an unfamiliar class. But just then, Kang Ki-ho somehow appeared behind them and asked whether she was feeling awkward or uncomfortable. He was also curious about whether she was close with Yu Woo-jin and warned her not to do anything useless or ridiculous. Seeing Yu Mina hesitate, he thought she lacked judgment and had no sense of boundaries. But he forgot that there was a demon king standing beside her. Yu Woo-jin slapped a hand onto Kang Ki-ho's shoulder. Then he warmly started talking to him, saying it was a shame they had not been able to properly chat since their last fight. He even asked how Kang Ki-ho had been lately. Kang Ki-ho felt deeply uncomfortable with how casually friendly Yu Woo-jin was acting. But Yu Woo-jin said the two of them had fought in public, and Kang Ki-ho had even used a weapon and made him bleed. In a way, that meant they had bonded through fighting and become friends. Kang Ki-ho could not take the teasing anymore, so he shook him off and walked away. Not long after, the bell rang, and Mr. Yasu told Kang Ki-ho to go inside. Yu Mina noticed that Mr. Yasu seemed angry and felt that something must have happened between them, while Yu Woo-jin simply pretended he had heard nothing. In class, Yu Woo-jin sat beside Hong Ju-won with his arms crossed, looking smug and cocky. For the sake of romance material, he took the initiative and greeted Hong Ju-won. The subtle greeting left Hong Ju-won completely flustered. Just then, the class entered a Q&A session. Hong Ju-won accurately gave the answer, 1.6, and received public praise from Mr. Yasu. He firmly protected his title as the second-ranked student in the entire school. The classmates all marveled at his academic brilliance. Mr. Yasu then began carefully breaking down the core points of the problem. Unfortunately, Jin So-hee arrived late, repeatedly explaining that she had stayed up all night gaming, overslept, and ended up being late by accident. Yu Woo-jin thought she was done for. After all, Mr. Yasu was the kind of teacher who could beat someone down first without even asking what happened. But the result left him deeply disappointed. Mr. Yasu only gave her a simple reminder to be careful next time. Yu Woo-jin immediately complained that Mr. Yasu was biased and playing favorites. That was when he learned from Hong Ju-won that Jin So-hee was the top-ranked student in the entire second year. Only then did Yu Woo-jin understand. The top-ranked Jin So-hee and the second-ranked Hong Ju-won were academic rivals who clashed over everything in their daily lives. Wasn't this exactly the bickering couple material Yu Mina had recommended? But in the next second, Jin So-hee walked straight up to him. "I didn't expect you to actually come to class." What surprised her even more was that Yu Woo-jin was extremely good at studying, which completely contrasted with his appearance. So she took the initiative and invited him to study together sometime. After receiving kindness from an elite student, Yu Woo-jin was deeply moved and kept praising Jin So-hee for being kind. Then he wrote in his material notebook, "Academic performance and character are directly proportional, of course." Jin So-hee did not forget to greet Hong Ju-won either. She just kept calling him second place every time she opened her mouth. Hong Ju-won, repeatedly teased by her, felt genuinely stung and told her to stop provoking him like that. Their argument got so loud that Mr. Yasu called them out on the spot, warning the top-ranked student and the second-ranked student to stay quiet and follow the rules. Only then did both of them quickly settle down. Yu Woo-jin smiled. On one side, there was a dark human experiment plot, full of secrets. On the other, there was cheerful campus life, filled with teasing and laughter. It seemed transferring schools really had been the right choice. The beautiful weather outside made the day feel even better. Even Mr. Yasu stretched lazily at the podium. Yu Woo-jin, carrying his dream of becoming a writer, sat in class full of anticipation, wondering what surprises today's co-ed classroom would bring him. His mind was not on the textbook at all. His goal here was extremely clear. He was specifically watching the top-ranked Jin So-hee and the second-ranked Hong Ju-won, treating them as ready-made romance material. He was full of expectation, hoping to personally witness romantic sparks between two elite students. In his imagination, two deskmates who spent every day together should have already developed sweet feelings for each other. But the calm scene in front of him completely shattered all of his fantasies. Neither of them made any move at all. Just when Yu Woo-jin was about to give up, Jin So-hee suddenly turned toward Hong Ju-won. Hong Ju-won flinched on instinct, having no idea what kind of stunt she was going to pull this time. But judging from the smile on her face, it definitely was not anything good. Yu Woo-jin also watched everything closely. Then a small note was tossed onto Hong Ju-won's desk. Yu Woo-jin instantly tensed up with excitement, guessing that the note must contain some confession or romantic line. He waited eagerly for the iconic scene to unfold, but Hong Ju-won had a completely different thought. What could be so important that she had to pass a note during such a crucial class? But the note contained no romance at all. It was just Jin So-hee's prank. It was teasing Hong Ju-won for being forever second place. That made Hong Ju-won both embarrassed and angry, and he immediately told her to stop. But that reaction was exactly what Jin So-hee wanted, and she burst out laughing in the middle of class. Hong Ju-won was clearly rattled, wearing an expression that said even he had no idea what she was trying to do. Jin So-hee did not hold back at all. Instead, she kept provoking him, daring him to beat her with his grades, then playfully changed her tone and called Hong Ju-won by his nickname Cola. Yu Woo-jin did not fully understand it, but maybe this kind of bickering was the romance that belonged only to the two of them. Their argument got so loud that it instantly caught Mr. Yasu's attention. He immediately singled out his least favorite student, Hong Ju-won, and criticized him in front of everyone, saying he had a high ranking but nothing impressive to show in class. Hong Ju-won tried to argue back, but Mr. Yasu immediately gave him several questions. Faced with the sudden quiz, Hong Ju-won panicked and could not answer any of the options. At the critical moment, Jin So-hee secretly gave him a hint. But unexpectedly, she deliberately gave him the wrong answer. The naive Hong Ju-won thought she was helping him, and blurted the answer out. The result was that he ended up standing in the corner as punishment. And standing there with him was Yu Woo-jin, who had only been watching the show. Mr. Yasu openly said this was revenge for Yu Woo-jin abandoning him after school yesterday and leaving on his own. After being tricked again and again, Hong Ju-won was so angry he could barely speak, repeatedly muttering Jin So-hee's name while looking completely wronged, unable to understand why he was being punished for no reason. Yu Woo-jin seized the chance to ask about their relationship, wondering why they bickered all day, even though they were not dating. Hong Ju-won defended himself, saying Jin So-hee was always the one who started provoking him, and anyone would have a hard time putting up with it. Yu Woo-jin immediately saw right through him, teasing him that even though he complained out loud, deep down, he probably actually liked the attention she gave him. Then, Hong Ju-won quickly changed the subject and asked about Yu Woo-jin's academic level. After all, he still remembered how Yu Woo-jin had solved every difficult question from yesterday's class quiz. Yu Woo-jin told him he had only studied a little in advance back in middle school. That was when Yu Woo-jin suddenly realized something, and mistakenly thought Hong Ju-won now saw him as an academic rival. Yu Woo-jin quickly clarified his purpose. Compared to competing over grades, collecting romance material was his real priority. He openly said that his dream was to become a romance webtoon artist. He did not want his precious school days to be filled with nothing but dull studying. Romance stories were an essential part of youth. Hong Ju-won agreed with him. That was exactly why he was trying so hard to take first place in the grade. That answer left Yu Woo-jin completely confused. But suddenly, Jin So-hee appeared again and teased Hong Ju-won, laughing at how pathetic the mighty second-rank student looked. She even excitedly took out her phone to snap a picture to capture the moment. The furious Hong Ju-won kept trying to shoo her away, complaining that his current misery was entirely her fault. But Jin So-hee casually said, "I'm doing all this for you." That one line instantly threw Hong Juan's thoughts into chaos. After learning that Hong Juan had originally planned to go to the library after school, Jin So-hee invited him to get coffee as an apology. But Hong Juan harshly rejected her. Seeing that she could not invite Hong Juan, Jin So-hee immediately changed targets. To everyone's surprise, she invited Yu Woo-jin to study with her instead. The sudden invitation shocked Hong Juan, and he demanded that Yu Woo-jin reject her immediately. Yu Woo-jin had no idea what they were fighting about. But since it meant getting his hands on precious romance material, he gladly accepted. Hong Juan was devastated and angrily called him insane. At that moment, the library was unusually quiet. To everyone's shock, Yu Woo-jin was patiently sitting beside Jin So-hee, helping the top-ranked student work through difficult problems. He broke down the logic step by step, then applied his own formula to the question and solved it. The simple yet fresh approach instantly made Jin So-hee's eyes light up. She kept praising him, saying she had never seen such a clever method before, completely impressed by this new way of thinking. Yu Woo-jin even joked that with this logic, even a difficult question from a top scholar could be solved with ease. The flood of new knowledge felt like it was being carved into Jin So-hee's brain, making even this elite student admit that her head was starting to overload. While the two of them were focused on studying, Shin Yi-jin hurriedly sent Moon So-jun a message, urging him to come to the library immediately. When Moon So-jun saw that she had not replied for a long time, he became anxious and rushed to the library to find her. But the moment he stepped into the library, he couldn't believe his eyes. Yu Woo-jin was studying side by side with Jin So-hee, and even stranger, Jin So-hee was looking at him with admiration. Moon So-jun was about to greet them, but he failed to notice the pair of red eyes appearing behind him. The noise nearby still caught Yu Woo-jin's attention. Jin So-hee clearly had not noticed anything, and asked what he had found. Yu Woo-jin told her he thought he had just heard someone call his name. It turned out the one who had stopped Moon So-jun just now was Shin Ye-jin, and she had used her signature move. The four of them were afraid of being discovered, so they hid behind the bookshelves and did not dare make a single sound. After being released, Moon So-jun still looked completely stunned. In his eyes, the person who should have been studying with Jin So-hee was the forever runner-up, Hong Ju-won. But then he quickly accepted it. As long as Yu Woo-jin was not trying to steal Ye-jin from him, nothing else mattered. But Yu Mina and the others said that was absolutely not okay, insisting that this position belonged to Hong Ju-won. Hong Ju-won, who was standing nearby, suddenly felt enormous pressure. Moon So-jun bluntly said that Hong Ju-won had a secret crush on Jin So-hee, but was always too chicken to make a move. Now that he saw someone else taking the place beside the girl he liked, he was getting anxious. Hong Ju-won, whose true feelings had been exposed, was both embarrassed and angry. He kept trying to argue, but every word the others said hit him right where it hurt. Moon So-jun even kindly advised him that if he only stood there watching, he would eventually watch the person he liked slowly drift away. This was a rare connection compared to their tense atmosphere. Yu Woo-jin and Jin So-hee had already paused their studying and were taking a short break. Jin So-hee took out banana milk as a thank you gift, thanking Yu Woo-jin for patiently tutoring her earlier. Then the two of them had a funny little disagreement over how to drink it. Yu Woo-jin was used to sticking in the straw and drinking it directly. Jin So-hee, on the other hand, preferred shaking and mixing the milk first before drinking it. During their casual chat, Jin So-hee casually pulled out some bulldog hot sauce. The sudden move left Yu Woo-jin stunned, and he worried that the pressure from studying might have pushed her into doing something extreme. Except for Hong Ju-won, everyone else had the exact same expression. But Jin So-hee had her own logic. Spicy food was perfect for relieving study stress, and the spicy drink she personally mixed actually tasted surprisingly good. In Yu Woo-jin's eyes, however, that combination was an absolute abomination that should never exist. During their conversation, the thick notebook beside Yu Woo-jin caught Jin So-hee's curiosity. After she kept asking about it, Yu Woo-jin finally admitted that it was his romance material notebook. His ultimate goal in transferring schools was to become a romance webtoon creator. So he recorded the everyday campus interactions and innocent feelings he saw around him to gather inspiration. After hearing Yu Woo-jin's dream, Jin So-hee became genuinely worried. She could not understand why he would choose such a difficult industry with such an uncertain future. After learning that his notebook was specifically for collecting everyday romance material, she teased him, asking whether studying with her had given him a burst of inspiration or made his heart race. Her teasing left Yu Woo-jin both amused and speechless. As they spent time together, the atmosphere between them slowly became warm and relaxed. Naturally, the topic shifted to Jin So-hee and Hong Ju-won. Yu Woo-jin was curious. The two of them always argued and bickered, yet they also kept studying together. Their atmosphere clearly seemed comfortable, but they still clashed over everything. Jin So-hee casually said that this was just how they had always gotten along. They complained about each other out loud, but secretly paid attention to every little thing the other person did. Based on what he had observed over the past few days, Yu Woo-jin hit the nail on the head. On the surface, they seemed to be rivals, but in reality, they were both carefully hiding the feelings they had for each other. They were just too reserved to express those feelings honestly. Those words hit a little too close to home for Jin So-hee, leaving her both annoyed and helpless. Just a moment ago, she had thought Yu Woo-jin was reliable and grounded. But now she was complaining that assuming he could read people like a book just by looking at them was way too ridiculous. She angrily packed her things and got up to go home. But in her rush to leave, Jin So-hee accidentally left behind her bulldog hot sauce. Yu Woo-jin grabbed it and quickly chased after her out of the library, wanting to return it to her. But the moment he walked out of the school gate, he saw several wandering thugs surrounding Jin So-hee. They lied, saying they had a special medicine that could quickly improve her grades, and tried to trick her into closing her eyes and testing it. Jin So-hee slapped it away immediately. "Are you kidding me? I've been ranked first for years. Why would I need something like that?" She said she had been #1 since middle school and had no need for shady medicine like that. She instantly saw through them as street thugs, using it as an excuse to hit on her. When their approach failed, the thugs immediately changed their attitude and threatened to attack her. Just then, Yu Woo-jin arrived behind her. The thugs mistook him for Jin So-hee's boyfriend and said they would teach him a lesson too. The sudden danger left the 4 people who had followed them completely panicked, unable to understand what kind of absurd situation this was. Hong Ju-won's first reaction was to find a teacher and call the police, but Moon So-jun calmly raised a hand to stop him, signaling that this was already over. Hong Ju-won was confused. Thugs causing trouble like this should obviously be handed over to the police. But after asking, he finally understood that when Moon So-jun said it was over, he meant it was over for the thugs. Because he knew exactly how strong Yu Woo-jin was. One of the thugs grew impatient and snapped at Yu Woo-jin for blocking the way, saying that if he got in the way, they would take him down too. Yu Woo-jin grinned after hearing that, but in the next instant, the other guy suddenly attacked. Yu Woo-jin spat out a mouthful of blood. Then he collapsed face first onto the ground. Everyone was stunned. Moon So-jun could not believe it. Was Yu Woo-jin really this weak? Seeing Yu Woo-jin lying on the ground and coughing blood, Jin So-hee was completely shocked. This was not the Yu Woo-jin she knew. The buzz-cut thug looked down at the battered Yu Woo-jin and mocked him as a useless loser. But the scene in front of them quickly wiped the calm looks off Yu Mina and the others' faces. Blood kept pouring from Yu Woo-jin's mouth and nose, and the sight was terrifying. But Shin Ye-jin was not stupid. She immediately remembered that Yu Woo-jin had once been engulfed by raging flames. In Yu Mina's eyes, he was someone who could smash through an iron door on the spot. And in Moon So-jun's eyes, he was someone who could jump straight down from a rooftop. There was no way any of them would believe that a monster like him couldn't even take a single punch from this guy. But Hong Ju-won did not know any of that. He thought someone was really about to die and immediately tried to call the police. Right then, Yu Woo-jin shouted, "Hong Ju-won, save me." Hong Ju-won was completely stunned. He knew exactly how weak he was. Seeing that, the buzz-cut thug slapped Yu Woo-jin again, and Yu Woo-jin collapsed to the ground from the impact. Moon So-jun could not watch anymore and said he would go save him, but Yu Woo-jin sharply stopped him. He had no idea what Yu Woo-jin was trying to do. Moon So-jun said Yu Woo-jin was a madman who had put all his stats into brute strength, while he was only trying to help him. At that moment, Shin Ye-jin suddenly said, "That's bulldog hot sauce." After hearing that, Moon So-jun immediately caught on, suspecting that this whole thing was a trap set by Yu Woo-jin. But he still had to admire him. Yu Woo-jin was already terrible with spicy food, yet he had held that much bulldog hot sauce in his mouth. For the sake of material, he really went all in, but Yu Mina did not agree, because earlier that day, she had asked Yu Woo-jin what kind of challenge video they should film. Yu Mina had suggested dancing, but Yu Woo-jin firmly refused, saying Lee Rudao was his fan, and if she saw it, he would die of embarrassment. With no other choice, Yu Mina told him to try a spicy chicken challenge. Yu Woo-jin immediately knew he was in trouble, so Yu Mina knew very well that Yu Woo-jin was extremely weak against spicy food. He was a total spice whip. In other words, his cries for help right now were not acting. The intense spice had instantly destroyed him, making him scream in pain, desperately call for Hong Ju-won to save him, and cry that he could not hold on much longer. Hong Ju-won was extremely anxious. He usually only buried his head in books and had no physical strength at all. How was he supposed to save Yu Woo-jin? The situation grew more dangerous, and Jin So-hee immediately grabbed another thug, telling him to stop. If this kept going, Yu Woo-jin was really going to die. Hong Ju-won saw it clearly. If things continued like this, even Jin So-hee would get dragged into danger. Moon So-jun proposed a plan. The two of them would go in together, work together to stop the thug, and look for a chance to rescue Yu Woo-jin. After overcoming his fear, Hong Ju-won finally rushed out. The buzzcut thug looked at him and mocked him for being so weak and skinny. Like a twig, Yu Woo-jin, whose plan had succeeded, immediately smiled. He had always believed in Hong Ju-won and even gave him advice. If you're going to hit him, aim for the solar plexus. And just like that, Hong Ju-won's fist landed in the buzzcut thug's stomach. The buzzcut thug burst out laughing. This guy is ridiculously weak. Even a kindergarten kid could hit harder than that. But the moment he finished speaking, his entire body was sent flying backward. The seemingly ordinary Hong Ju-won instantly unleashed shocking power. The other thug had no idea what had just happened. All he knew was that Hong Ju-won seemed way too strong. Of course, the most confused person there was Hong Ju-won himself. He even started wondering if he had been hiding his strength all along without realizing it. But Yu Mi-na and the others knew exactly what happened. Hey, did you see that? Yeah, it was too fast. I couldn't see it clearly, but I saw Yu Woo-jin throw a rock in an instant. The other thug grabbed Hong Ju-won by the collar and asked if he wanted to die. Hong Ju-won was overwhelmed by his pressure and quickly lowered his head, apologizing and begging for mercy. Seeing that, Yu Woo-jin wanted to smack some sense into that idiot Hong Ju-won. The perfect setup he had worked so hard to create had just been ruined. The next second, another sudden change happened. The thug clutched his eyes and screamed in pain. Hong Ju-won could no longer understand what was going on and started overthinking everything. He even suspected that he had unconsciously unleashed Conqueror's Haki without realizing it. The two thugs complained in pain, saying it was way too hard to be a proper thug these days. In the end, they dropped a classic villain line and ran away. Hong Ju-won still had not come back to his senses, but Jin So-hee's voice rang across the scene. Yu Woo-jin, are you okay? Come here. Look at all that blood. Hold on. I'm calling an ambulance right now. But then she suddenly noticed something strange and smelled a familiar scent. Only then did she realize that Yu Woo-jin had drunk an entire bottle of buldak hot sauce. Jin So-hee could not understand it at all. Yu Woo-jin told her that if it was for the sake of creating the perfect god in his heart, he had already prepared himself to face death. Jin So-hee simply thought he was talking nonsense. Seeing how bad his condition was, she felt he needed water. But Yu Woo-jin specifically asked for iced black tea. Hong Ju-won immediately set off to buy it. Jin So-hee understood what Yu Woo-jin meant. She smacked him on the spot. You idiot. What he said was true, but how was she supposed to say something like that out loud? So she had no choice but to ask Yu Woo-jin to help her. In the end, she finally gathered her courage and sincerely thanked Hong Ju-won for saving her earlier, then quietly admitted he had actually looked pretty cool back there. Hong Ju-won froze after hearing that. Seeing his reaction, Jin So-hee quickly urged him to buy the drink and even called him by his name. Hong Ju-won reacted like he was allergic to it and seriously told her not to call him by his full name. Jin So-hee shot back that if he did not like it, he should go take first place. Yu Woo-jin instantly felt like he had gained amazing material. So, watching other people fall in love could be this exciting too. This romance was about to explode. Looking at the flames shooting into the sky, even Jin So-hee was stunned. Shin Ye-jin and the others did not expect Yu Woo-jin to actually breathe fire this time, and they decided he absolutely had to be taken to the emergency room. Hong Ju-won was just about to leave when he noticed a medicine bottle on the ground. Hong Ju-won picked it up curiously. Seeing that, Jin So-hee let out an exasperated laugh. Hey, Hong Ju-won, hurry up and go already. After hearing that, Hong Ju-won put the medicine bottle into his pocket first, even though she had called him by his full name again. He didn't have time to dwell on it, since Yu Woo-jin looked like he was about to collapse. Yu Woo-jin stood inside the school restroom. He breathed in the unique scent in the air and quietly sighed to himself. This was the special scent of a co-ed school restroom. It was completely different from the boys' restroom at his former all-boys school. In his eyes, this unique atmosphere was full of romance and rare creative material. So he wrote in his notebook, "Co-ed school restrooms are always filled with a pleasant scent. As a rookie webtoon creator determined to debut in the romance genre, Yu Woo-jin became completely immersed in the atmosphere, turning this personal experience into his own romantic insight. Overwhelmed by emotion, he suddenly lost himself and let out a strange cry, making the other students think they had run into a pervert. Even after returning to class, he still had not recovered. Hong Ju-won quickly asked if he was okay, but Yu Woo-jin clearly looked like he was suffering, and he just started spouting nonsense. Love is sour and painful by nature. Jin So-hee was also amazed. Yesterday, Yu Woo-jin had been caught in an intense fight and suffered terrible injuries, yet now the only after effect left was stomach pain. Yu Woo-jin said that his safe survival was all thanks to Hong Ju-won. Even now, he was still doing everything he could to push Hong Ju-won and Jin So-hee together. That made things miserable for Hong Ju-won. Even now, this fool still believed that he had some powerful combat ability hidden inside him. He had even started guessing that he was born with incredible fighting talent. Suddenly, a voice caught their attention. "Hey, Kang Ki-ho, have you tried this medicine?" The student claimed it was a special drug from someone he knew, saying there were rumors that it could quickly improve grades after taking it, and strongly recommended that he try it. Not far away, Jin So-hee immediately saw through the trick. She recognized it as the fake medicine that outsiders had previously tried to peddle near the school. It was ridiculously overpriced and had no real effect. Even so, plenty of students still believed in it blindly. Hong Ju-won broke down the principle behind it, pointing out that it was a classic placebo effect. The medicine itself had no grade-boosting effect, but the high price gave students a strong psychological suggestion, making them believe their medicine was working. Kang Ki-ho looked at the bottle in his hand. Then he threw it out the window. He even warned his friend, "Don't eat it. You're already last place in the whole school. What's this supposed to do? Make you second to last?" His friend felt that was way too harsh. Jin So-hee bluntly said the other boy was the real reason the class average kept dropping. Just then, the teacher walked in and told the entire class to sit down and calm themselves. Hong Ju-won noticed Yu Woo-jin's strange condition and remembered that he had swallowed extremely spicy buldak hot sauce yesterday. Thinking his discomfort might be an after effect, he suggested that Yu Woo-jin go to the nurse's office. After arriving at the nurse's office, the school nurse saw that he was there because of stomach pain. She calmly mocked him for having such a weak and fragile body. She turned around to look for regular stomach medicine, only to discover that all the usual stomach medicine had already expired. Yu Woo-jin did not care and insisted on taking the expired medicine for emergencies, but the nurse rejected him outright. The next second, Yu Woo-jin was shocked because the nurse took out a bottle of strange homemade medicine. She said this was a special stomach medicine she had personally mixed. Yu Woo-jin looked at the bizarre medicine with full resistance, questioning how its appearance had anything to do with stomach medicine. But the nurse was extremely confident, saying the medicine had already completed a full clinical trial on her younger brother, so its safety was under control. That instantly made Yu Woo-jin panic. He quickly asked whether her younger brother was still alive, angrily complained that she was way too reckless, and decided to forget the medicine and go buy something from a pharmacy outside school instead. That conversation happened to be overheard by Mr. Yasu outside the door. Seeing that he was about to be injected with the blue medicine, Yu Woo-jin's face turned pale with fear. He screamed for help, shouting that the nurse was going to inject him with copper sulfate, completely losing control from terror. Mr. Yasu was stunned and confused, then quickly explained that the blue medicine was the stomach medicine, meant to help Yu Woo-jin calm down. Even with Mr. Yasu's guarantee, Yu Woo-jin still felt uncertain. Then he caught the key detail and suddenly realized something. Wait, could Mr. Yasu be the younger brother used for those clinical trials? The nurse's expression turned cold as she quietly scolded Mr. Yasu. "Didn't I tell you not to act like you know me at school?" So these two really were siblings. Only then did Yu Woo-jin realize that the school nurse in front of him was actually the hidden teacher Knight. Her voice turned icy as she threatened him with a copper sulfate injection and told him to behave. Yu Woo-jin immediately gave in and apologized. After the confrontation calmed down, the nurse questioned why Mr. Yasu had come here so suddenly. Mr. Yasu complained pitifully that his sister had been ignoring his messages for ages. They had agreed earlier to prepare their mother's birthday gift together, and he refused to repeat what happened last year when he paid for the entire gift by himself while his sister only scribbled a lazy card. The school nurse instantly changed the subject, surprised that Mr. Yasu had returned to his original appearance. Not long ago, his stress-induced aging had clearly reached its limit. She seriously suspected that Mr. Yasu had been physically punishing students again. Mr. Yasu calmly denied it, saying he had only fought Yu Woo-jin in the gym, and the pressure from that incident brought him back. But before he could even finish, the school nurse dropped him to the floor, Yu Woo-jin anxiously asked what she had injected into him. The nurse calmly explained that it was a specially formulated nerve blocker, with life support parameters pushed to the maximum, so he definitely would not die. Yu Woo-jin was stunned, and even felt a strange sense of sympathy. After all, he was also constantly controlled by his own overbearing sister. The school nurse immediately apologized to him. "This is all because of my brother. I'm truly sorry." Yu Woo-jin quickly said it was fine, and that he had probably caused her even more trouble back then. The nurse handed him an oral recovery medicine, explaining that the injection was stronger, but the oral version was just as reliable. Then, she firmly ordered Yu Woo-jin to drink it immediately. When Yu Woo-jin still hesitated, Mr. Yasu also urged him to drink it. He bluntly said that although his sister's personality was terrible, her combat ability and pharmaceutical skills were top-notch. The school nurse was amazed by Mr. Yasu's recovery speed, saying he truly was her younger brother. Seeing that, Yu Woo-jin stopped hesitating and drank it all in one go. The effect was immediate, and his stomach felt much better. The school nurse pointed out that she had saved Yu Woo-jin's life twice now, so he ought to have at least some basic trust in her. Yu Woo-jin apologized, but also asked in confusion why she had taken a job at this school, because she did not seem suited to being a school nurse at all. Seeing that Yu Woo-jin was fine now, the nurse urged him to return to class immediately. She also reminded him that midterms were coming up, and told him to take care of his body while preparing for exams. Only then did Yu Woo-jin realize that exams were already approaching. Then, the school nurse roughly kicked Mr. Yasu as well, telling him to hurry up and go teach. Poor Mr. Yasu was still partially paralyzed. Just then, Moon Seojun came rushing over. "We're almost there, Kyumyeon. Stay with me." Yu Woo-jin immediately recognized Moon Seojun's voice. "If it's Teacher Anna, she'll definitely fix everything for us." Kyumyeon told him to let go, saying he still had to study. Moon Seojun thought he had completely lost it. He had clearly just fainted, yet he was still thinking about studying. But what he failed to notice was that Kyumyeon was tightly clutching a pen. Then, Kyumyeon raised the pen high. "Shut up. This is the most critical moment. I'm telling you. My concentration is at its absolute peak right now."